All right, looks like all the parties are here. We're ready to go. All right, should we bring the jury in? Is anything?
Can I put two things on the record briefly?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask, sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. Attorney Zachar and I had a conversation during the break. Now that Mr. Pedrin's testimony is done, we've already established that he can be in the courtroom as long as he's instructed not to talk with anyone else who's a witness about what happens in the record. Attorney Zachar and I also agreed that Ms. Love can also now be present in the courtroom now that Mr. Pedrin's testimony is done, so long as she has the exact same instructions that she does not talk to anyone else about the testimony who is a subpoenaed witness in this matter. Both of them have been instructed about that. Both of them are in the courtroom and have heard the record that I've made about that.
And both are subject to recall if we need to. We've subpoenaed both.
Okay, yeah. So just Ms. Love and Mr. Pedrin, just follow those rules and we should be fine. So, all right. All right, otherwise we can bring the jury in.
Yes, please.
Anything from defense? Yep, we're ready. Bring the jury in. Okay. Once they're ready. Great. All right, everybody. Yeah, see, you want to call your next witness.
State calls Joseph Kernan to the stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Please state and spell your name for the record.
Joseph Kernan, Kernin.
How are you employed?
I am a patrol sergeant for the La Crosse County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked with the La Crosse County Sheriff's Office?
15 years.
15 years in law enforcement?
A couple other years prior to coming here, so about 17 total.
17 total years in law enforcement, 15 years with La Crosse County Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I want to direct your attention to February 10th of 2023. Were you working your capacity in law enforcement with the La Crosse County Sheriff's Department on that date?
Yes, I was.
I want to direct your attention to a little after 6 p.m. on February 10th of 2023. Were you dispatched to a certain assignment?
Yes, I was.
What was that assignment?
I was requested, along with another deputy, to kind of do two things. I believe the initial complaint was, one, to check on the welfare of a 6-year-old boy, Alexavier Pedrin, and also to look for his father that would be at the residence who was on bond not to be there.
Was the initial assignment that you received just involving performing a welfare check on Alexavier?
No.
It was both those purposes?
Yep.
Okay. Do you recall what time you received this assignment?
A little after 6 p.m.
Do you recall how long it took you to get to the scene?
I know I wasn't right there. Another deputy, Deputy Pfaff, had gotten there before me. I would be guessing, but I think I got there around 6:30, 6:40, somewhere in there.
And the scene that we're talking about is address W5512 County Road OS?
Yes, I believe so.
And that is in Onalaska in the county of La Crosse?
Yes.
Okay. Through your employment with the department, do you wear body-worn cameras?
Yes.
Were you wearing a body-worn camera that night?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And if you saw portions of that body-worn camera played in open court with all of us today, you would recognize those portions?
Yeah, I believe so.
Tell us what you did when you first arrived on scene at that address.
The other deputy was already at the address before I got there. He was actually to the rear, kind of just watching the rear of the residence for any movement for Mr. Pedrin. because of the bond violation. And when I got there, I parked in the driveway and walked up to the side of the house and started looking into a window to see if I could see him inside the house.
Was the other deputy a Robert Pfaff?
Yes,
Okay. You described that Robert Pfaff positioned himself behind the residence. Did I get that correct?
yes.
Is there a hill behind the residence?
It was dark out. I don't remember seeing the whole property in the daylight, but I believe it slopes up from the house and into like a light wooded area behind it.
Did the department as a whole have knowledge that Mr. Pedrin had run up that hill in the past to the back of the residence?
I don't know where he's run in the past, but I do recall knowing or believing that he's run or hid from law enforcement before in previous attempts to find him.
As you testified today, do you know if Robert Pfaff has had prior experiences with Mr. Pedrin?
I believe he has.
Okay. You said you parked in the driveway of the residence. Did I get that correct?
Yes.
Where did Deputy Pfaff park?
I do not recall where he parked his squad. I do not.
Do you recall if his squad was in the driveway when you arrived on scene?
I think his squad was further down the driveway than where I put it, but or he might have parked at an apartment building around kind of the corner. I don't recall where he put his squad.
You don't recall specifically? Okay. You said you approached the side of the residence.
Yes.
Tell us what you did when you got to the side of the residence.
When I walked up the driveway, I've been to the house before, and I knew that they used kind of like a back door to the house that doesn't face the road as their primary kind of entry and exit door to the house. So I walked that direction and went up some stairs onto a patio that had a window to the house there, and I stood by that window.
Was there a person with you this particular evening?
Yes, I had a ride along, a ride along that night.
A ride along, that means someone that's not specifically law enforcement, is that fair?
I don't believe he was employed as law enforcement. I think that individual was looking into getting into law enforcement.
Okay, so this person was experiencing what it's like to be in law enforcement by riding along with you on February 10th?
Yep.
Okay. You said you approached the residence. This would be on the right side of the house that you're going up as you're walking up. Is that fair?
Yes.
And there's windows on the side of the house as you're walking on the side of the house?
Yes.
Are you looking into those windows?
Yes.
Are you able to observe anything when you look into those windows and see inside the house?
Yeah, I don't recall if I saw somebody immediately or if I was there for a minute or two, but I remember seeing a male that we later identified as Mr. Pedrin in the kitchen area and then go into a living area of the house for some time.
You saw him first in the kitchen area and then you saw him go into a living room area?
Yes.
And this was an individual that you were later able to identify as Mr. Pedrin, is that fair?
Yes, I wasn't able to tell for certain who it was at first, but later that same individual matched the description as Mr. Pedrin later.
So you arrive on scene and within minutes you can see Mr. Pedrin inside the residence, who you come to know as Mr. Pedrin.
Yes.
And you see him in two different areas, first the kitchen and then in a living room area?
Yes.
Tell us what you remember observing Mr. Pedrin do when you were watching him first in that kitchen window area.
As I said here today, I don't specifically recall what I kind of saw him doing in the kitchen area. I had referred to my report, and it appeared as though he might have been sweeping or cleaning up a little bit in the kitchen from what I could tell. And then for the portion that I saw him in the living room area, it looked as though he was looking for something or organizing something on a dresser. And then it appeared as though he saw my headlights in the driveway and seemed to get spooked, for lack of a better word, and went somewhere else in the house.
Did you see him go somewhere else in the house?
Yeah, I know he left from where I was looking at him. He appeared to see my headlights through a different window or shining on the porch or something. I just remember him seemed to be alerted to something, and then he went out of sight.
So you saw Mr. Pedrin first in the kitchen area, kind of sweeping and cleaning up the area, then going into the living room, and as you described it, kind of organizing things. Did I get that right so far?
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure what he was doing at either place. I was, I guess, dividing my attention at times between the person riding with me and watching him and trying to identify him. But yes.
Anything about what Mr. Pedrin was doing that caused you concern in terms of what you were observing him do in the house?
No, not up until he seemed to get startled and kind of dart off. nothing out of the ordinary to me.
Did it seem like normal routine behavior of someone inside their own home?
Yes,
You told us you would recognize portions of your body cam if they were played in court today. The record should reflect that State's Exhibit number 1 is a flash drive of Sergeant Kernan's body camera, and it contains a total of 6 different excerpts. The first excerpt that we're going to play is from 52 seconds to 1 minute and 42 seconds, please.
No objection.
Okay.
One 126. I see a male inside. I can't tell for 100% sure if it's him.
Sergeant Kernan, was that your body cam?
yes, it was.
And the portion that we just played, was that what you were talking about previously, approaching the residence and then within moments seeing someone inside?
Yep,
And the person that you believe may be at that moment in time, Mr. Pedrin,
yes.
but you're not sure?
I was not sure at that time, no. I believed it was, but I couldn't say for certain.
Okay, we're next going to move to excerpt number 2, which is from 3 minutes and 14 seconds to 3 minutes and 35 seconds in the body cam.
121 dispatch. Do Derek's bond conditions say no contact with Josie or this address as well?
No contact with Joseph and Josie.
Sergeant Kernan, in that portion that we just watched, who are you radioing to?
Dispatch.
And what information were you seeking from dispatch?
I was trying to clarify Mr. Pedrin's bond conditions as to whether or not he could contact just Josie or also if that address was listed specifically as well for him not to be there.
So if he had a no contact order with Ms. Dikeman, the defendant, or Ms. Dikeman and the residence, is that fair?
Yes,
For example, if you went to this call, Ms. Dikeman was not there, but Mr. Pedrin was there, and there was only a no contact order with Ms. Dikeman, that would not be a violation of him being at the residence, correct?
possibly not. I know bond conditions can state different things, but yes, essentially.
Okay, and in this particular case, what did they inform you, or what do you recall being informed regarding the status of the no contact order?
I do not recall their exact response, but I believe he had no contact with either.
Okay. We're next going to move to excerpt number 3, which is 6 minutes and 40 seconds to 7 minutes and 31 seconds. It was paused 3 seconds into the video. Sergeant Kernan, who do we see walk into the scene right now?
That's the individual I had later identified as Mr. Pedrin.
That's Derek Pedrin.
Yes,
This is the person that you first observed sweeping in the kitchen, and now what area of the house is he in?
that's what I was referring to as just a general living area. I don't know exactly what they use that for.
Okay. And at this point, does it appear as though Mr. Pedrin knows that you are there or that law enforcement is on scene?
It doesn't to me, no.
If we continue to play this, are we going to see Mr. Pedrin continue to do something at the position that he's standing at as though he doesn't know anyone's there?
Yes.
Okay. I'd ask that continue to be played, please. Or we can start over.
Just for the record, I think we got about 5 seconds into that video before it froze.
Thank you.
Robert, come on down. He saw the squad, I think. Huh? I'm 90% sure that's him, but I'm not 100. I got a decent look, but all I can say is similar characteristics. I don't know his face that well.
707 traffic stop.
Well, yep, that's why I asked that. But Derek, it's a welfare check on what's the 6-year-old's name again? Huh? On Alexavier. Derek, I'm here for a welfare check for Alexavier.
Sergeant Kernan, after seeing excerpt number 3 of your body cam, do you recall what specifically you saw Mr. Pedrin do that made you think he knew law enforcement was now on scene?
I couldn't tell exactly where he's looking, if it was a little more towards me at the window or towards where the squad would be shining my headlights, but he appeared to look in a direction and be startled and just move out of my line of sight pretty abruptly.
Moved out of any place where you could see him through the windows?
Correct.
Okay. And soon after you make that observation, you go and immediately start knocking on the door. Is that fair?
Yep, I told my partner, Deputy Pfaff, that the jig was up kind of and to come down, and I just started knocking to try to make contact with somebody at the house.
Do you recall how long it was that you knocked on the door before someone answered the door?
No, I don't. I know it was minutes, but it was certainly longer than, it takes an average person to answer their door.
Who is it that eventually comes and answers the door?
Ms. Dikeman.
Okay. Do you see Ms. Dikeman in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you point around and describe what she's wearing for the court record, please?
She's at about my 11 o'clock in a sweater and a pink top.
I'd ask the record reflect identification of Ms. Dikeman.
No objection.
Reflect identification.
Your first interaction was with Ms. Dikeman at the door?
Yes.
What do you ask to do when you have this interaction with Ms. Dikeman?
I believe my first interaction was well, there was two things. I think right then and there I told her both we were there to check on Alexavier and also that Derek couldn't be there. I forget which I told her first.
Were you allowed in the residence by Ms. Dikeman?
Yes, I asked if I could step in and she let me in.
Were you taken to see Alexavier?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So I walked through that back door that they use as their main door, went from there through a kitchen area, and then from the kitchen through a makeshift door like a sheet or something into another living area that was also like a makeshift bedroom. And then in that room I saw, she led me to Alexavier, who was sleeping on a couch.
Did you later come to know through the course of this investigation that the room that you found Alexavier in on the evening of February 10th, 2023 was in fact Ms. Dikeman's bedroom?
I later learned that, yes.
Okay. When you walk into the bedroom identified as Ms. Dikeman's bedroom, tell us about seeing Alexavier.
Again, he was sleeping on a couch from what I recall. Almost all of him was covered with a blanket except for mostly like the right side of his face. I believe he was leaning into kind of the upright back portion of the couch with his left, so I could see like the right side of his face primarily, and he was just sleeping.
Other than appearing to be asleep, did Alexavier look as though he was in any sort of distress?
No, he seemed just very tired.
Did Alexavier look as though he had just been crying within minutes of you arriving on scene?
No.
Did Alexavier look as though he was red in the face in any way, shape, or form? You saw his face, right?
Yeah, I saw at least half his face, mostly the right side, but I didn't see any like, redness that stuck out, no.
In fact, at some point you used your flashlight to illuminate Alexavier's face. Is that fair?
Yes.
And you're able to greater see that's a really horrible sentence. You're able to see Alexavier's face even better with that flashlight being shown. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you observe injuries on Alexavier's face when you used the flashlight?
Yes, I did.
Tell the jury what you observed.
The only thing I saw on Alexavier at that time was, I would say, it might be a little off, but kind of in the corner of your eye, maybe where, you know, the bone kind of juts out, a little scratch, nick, or even a small cut that was several days old that appeared to be healing just fine and didn't look concerning to me at all.
You said it appeared to be several days old. Tell us why you came to that conclusion.
It just, through, you know, my life and profession, seeing wounds at various stages, it, you know, it looked well scabbed over, didn't look like it was red and fresh, it just looked old.
Any other injuries on his face that you could observe?
No.
At some point, were you asked not to shine the flashlight on Alexavier?
Yes,
Who asked you that?
Ms. Dikeman.
What did the defendant tell you regarding Alexavier and his current condition?
She told me that the whole house had recently went through COVID, and Alexavier was kind of like the last batch of the family to get it, so he was currently going through COVID. She had given him melatonin, I believe, to help sleep. He had recently just went through a child protective, you know, CPS case, along with a county investigation into a broken leg he had sustained about a month or so ago, and that he had been traumatized by police and doctors and the county from that experience.
So she kind of didn't want you inspecting her child. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask that we play excerpt number 4, which is 13 minutes and 26 seconds into 19 minutes and 14 seconds of the body cam.
No. He came in and went and smoked something here. Hey, Josie.
I'm just trying
Hello.
to get my kids
Here,
situated.
can I step in? I know Derek's here and he can't be here.
I had someone else here.
Can I step in
A
to
little
talk to
bit,
you?
okay.
So the reason I'm here is actually somebody called in a welfare check on Alex.
Again?
Yeah, what's Alex's full
Who?
name? Huh?
He's sleeping.
Raven did.
Oh, wow.
Can I check on him?
Well, he's sleeping if you want to peek.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
What? Yes, he does have water.
121, 126, I'm in the house.
Did you shut the door at the cats?
I remember them getting out.
We're all holding so we can cover this door at the same time. See what you guys can say about that mail being in there.
He's been puking.
Has he?
We all just had COVID,
Oh, really?
so we think we have lingering symptoms. He's okay.
He's okay?
Yeah.
What happened to his eye?
760 traffic.
He bumped it. He's having a hard time. He has a broken leg. And
He has a broken
yeah,
leg? How'd
last
that
night,
happen?
well, it happened about a month ago. Him and sister were playing on the stairs and he took the tumble, but last night...
Has he gone to the doctor for that?
Yeah, he's been to the... He has a cast now.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Alex, are you feeling okay, bud? Why's that? Don't hit that.
Don't touch his leg.
Alex, I'll turn off the light.
Tell him what's
Alex, I'm Joey. What feels bad? They just had COVID?
We all did, yep.
And who does I?
He said it happened at school. He hit it on something. He said he hit it on his desk. I don't know. He came home with it Friday.
Where does he go to school?
Angel.
Himkin?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was reaching for something out of his desk, he said.
Okay. Like, did you talk to a teacher about that?
I didn't. They usually just come into the van and we go.
Okay, because that would have bled.
It was just a little scrape. He's been picking at it.
Alex.
Alex, said he talk to him and then he can go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He already had his melatonin. Maybe goes into his head hurt, so he's tired. Lay down.
121, 126. Why don't you just come in and multitasking in here? Okay, so obviously I'd still like to check on him, but we have to address the Derek thing. He's on felony bond. I can't let that go. Literally,
Okay, well, he's not here, so you guys can go.
my only other option would be to apply for a warrant for the house.
Then you can do that. I know my rights. I have a lawyer.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm also not pulling your leg about that. Derek,
Okay,
Derek
but
can't be here when you're
I
here, Joseph.
understand that. I'm the one who asked for the no contact. Right.
Then
You
who
can
is it
ask.
that's here? Can I confirm
He's
that it's
not
not
here
Derek?
anymore. No, it was another guy I've been talking to.
Okay, then how do you get out? Because we've been around the house. He's just coming inside now. There's only so many exits to this house. Nobody's left. Josie.
What, baby? You want to hold my hand? It's okay. They're going to leave.
Yep.
Can you guys go, please? You're scaring my kids now.
We've been outside.
I don't care. You get a warrant. Get a warrant.
Okay.
Leave. Out of my house.
Okay.
You're scaring my kids.
We'll be starting that process then.
All right.
And then you said he goes to Hinton and that happened Friday?
Yep. That's what he told me. Yep.
Okay.
You're scaring him. You need to leave.
Okay. We'll be in touch.
It's all right.
With me not positively identifying him. So I'm going to call him. I can call the DAs and see if they want us to stick around for a warrant then. Probably be domestic DA. I'm going to go look at the list.
Yep.
I suppose I'll have 139 come this way too then. 121, 139. Yeah. And I'll be on this corner. Are you answering? So I'm just going to back up and kind of point this way. I want to be able to see over there too. So I'm going to. Well, I suppose I can call Williams first. See what he thinks.
Sergeant Kernan, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about relative to the last clip that we watched, okay? When the defendant first comes to the door, you ask her about Derek being in the residence, is that right?
Yes,
And she says to you that someone else is here,
correct, other than
meaning
Derek.
someone else other than Derek, correct?
Yes, that's how I took it.
Did that prove to be true?
No, nobody else was found other than those, as far as adults go, those two.
When you asked where that person was that was in the house because you want to verify that someone else is in the house other than Derek, another adult male, what was Ms. Dikeman's response?
I believe she said that person left.
That person left. And at the point that she's making this statement, you've had, through you and other people on scene, the house under surveillance, correct?
Yes.
Front door, rear door.
Yeah, I was at, their rear, and then Deputy Pfaff was also monitoring the rear of the house and possibly another side at the same time.
And so you informed her that the house was under surveillance, is that correct?
Yes, that we had been watching the house.
Okay. And that also proved to be untrue. Nobody left the residence, correct?
Not to my knowledge, no.
She references again later on when you're inside the residence with Ms. Dikeman that it was another guy that was in the residence. Is that fair?
Yes.
So twice she says it's a different person other than Mr. Pedrin.
Yeah, I believe it was twice.
There were a couple things that happened when you were making observations of Alexavier that I want to go over. When you were in the room overlooking Alexavier, or at least looking at his face, you made a statement, "What feels bad?" Who was communicating with you that you said, "What feels bad"?
Alexavier had just made a noise, I think, I believe it was like just a waking or motion movement noise. I don't recall him actually saying anything that I could understand.
Did it appear as though he was coming to consciousness or waking up such that you could communicate with him?
Slightly or adjusting, just reacting to us being in the room, I believe.
Okay. And then when you said, what feels bad, who are you communicating that to?
Alexavier.
So at that point in time, you must have had a belief that he was conscious and alert and able to talk to you?
Or coming to more so, yeah.
Okay. At some point during that last clip that we watched, Ms. Dikeman says once, if not more times, you're scaring him. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Who was Ms. Dikeman talking about, if you know, regarding who she was saying you were scaring?
I believe she was referring to police presence.
No, what person appeared to be scared? I'm sorry.
Oh, Alexavier.
Alexavier. So you could see Alexavier, and you could see Alexavier coming to consciousness from sleeping. Is that correct?
A little bit. I never recall him, fully opening his eyes and, appeared to be able to have a full conversation, anything like that. He was very tired.
At that first interaction with the defendant at the door, when you asked to see Alexavier, her response to you is what?
I think she used the word peek, if I want to come in and peek or take a look.
Do you recall Ms. Dikeman saying multiple times he's sleeping?
Yes.
Did it appear to you as though Ms. Dikeman did not want you to come in the residence to perform a welfare check on Alexavier?
Objection, speculation.
Sustain.
Based on how Ms. Dikeman was communicating with you, saying that he was asleep on the couch, did it seem as though she did not want you to perform the welfare check?
No objection.
Sustain. Move on.
Did Ms. Dikeman inform you that he was sleeping right after you told her you wanted to see Alexavier?
I believe she did, yes.
All right, I want to move on to excerpt number 5, which is from 21 minutes and 56 seconds in your body cam to 24 minutes.
See ya.
Hello. He's going to step out? Okay, coming. Okay. Thank you. Bye. No, it's dark in there, I can't. If you want to just stack up on me outside the light. No, that's what I said, stack up on me outside the light. Oh, it's okay. (121 to 139). Were you starting this way? Oh.
118 to 121. I'm clear if you want me to come over there.
Yeah, why don't you? 1040 for now is fine. Yeah, it looks like he's getting zipped up.
going to talk about that clip really briefly, and then we'll play the last clip for you, all right? During that clip, you made a personal observation that someone was getting zipped up. Tell the jury what you saw with your eyes.
I believe it was Mr. Pedrin putting on a jacket or something and getting ready to come outside.
Before you made that observation, this video starts with you and your squad. Is that fair?
Yes,
And you receive a communication that he's going to come out. Who do you receive that communication from?
Deputy Pfaff.
Deputy Pfaff. Do you know who Deputy Pfaff was communicating with in order to get that communication that Derek was going to come out of the residence?
Deputy Pfaff told me that he had been speaking with Ms. Dikeman.
With the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're going to play the last clip, which is 24 minutes and 44 seconds to 31 minutes and 34 seconds.
Appreciate it, Derek. Thank you, Derek. Hey, just step over here. You keep being cool. You can have a cigarette, okay?
Can you let him text his boss?
Yes.
Last time he didn't,
so-
and he was upset.
So, Josie,
Yeah.
we try to never... Can I step in the
Yeah, I just don't want to connect it.
Oh, shoot. You know what? Maybe right here is fine then. We try never to make things worse than they have to be. You know that. I mean, we're never here in a good situation. Sure. I just want to watch them too, but... Oh, it's just a judge wants to see Derek real quick, and then he has to come back. So it's not a big deal.
I was scared of him here to tell you that we went to him. And he was pretty demanding of coming back. He showed up right away.
As soon as he was released.
Yeah, but I told him no drinking. Like,
Has he been drinking since being back? He was released the 7th, right?
right.
Okay.
As far as I know, no, he took his
Has
medication.
anything, like, has he...
No.
Okay. He just wanted to come back? And that's why you didn't
He's
want
like,
to...
I need you. I can't stay clean without you.
Where was he?
My
Was he
plan
upstairs?
My plan is still yeah.
126, 121, just grab a water for him. All of their units.
I'm just going to get him water. Can I get him water?
I don't know if I have water in there. I have to go shopping. We're still catching up from having COVID.
A glass of water? Or a cup?
Oh, here. This is...
Oh, perfect.
Why are you up there? Sit down.
Yeah, we're honestly here for Alex's welfare. Yeah, somebody had called in. How did he get the cut above his eye?
He fell down the stairs.
No, that wasn't from that long ago. We got that one from school.
Okay. So yeah, we weren't here. We weren't trying to pick on you, but we appreciate you coming out.
Did you guys disarm my garage camera?
No? I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, I do. It's not working anymore.
Can I see?
Oh, no, it is.
Well, I thought you were supposed to be in bed.
I'm not.
I had to get one because she gets out soon. The person who keeps calling you guys for welfare checks.
Grandma?
Yeah, her daughter is in prison for hanging with a baseball bat. So they keep calling for welfare checks. They're very angry with me.
Yeah. Here, from a completely unbiased perspective, Josie, if I was a grandparent, I'm not. If I had a grandchild that, hey, they broke their leg, falling down the steps. Hey, they had a cut to their eye. One parent says, oh, they got that at school. But they're not here.
From bruises all the time.
So that I'm trying to unbiasedly put myself in somebody else's shoes to understand it as best I can from their perspective. So again, I'd like to think that they're not calling in to be spiteful or anything like that, because there have been a couple incidents of Alex getting hurt. That's all. So I'm not here. I'm not taking Alex away tonight, anything like that. I'm just, like I said, I'm here because I'm trying to help somebody's concerns, whether or not they're legitimate or not. But I still, when the complaint is made to us,
I get
we have to. What's his full name again? I can never remember.
Alexavier Pedrin. They did a full investigation when he was in the hospital.
Okay. You mean for the leg?
Yeah.
What happened with that? I'm not
They did
familiar.
a full investigation. They had an investigation because of where he had the break.
Oh,
They
okay.
did a full head to toe, and he was fine.
Okay. What's his middle name?
CBS was involved too. Jay.
What's the full? Was it John?
I think it's J-A-Y.
Oh, Jay. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant like the initial. What's his birthday?
It's 7/10/16.
Okay, what's the best phone number for you, Josie?
608-518-6265.
How long ago did he get COVID?
Right after he got out of the hospital.
So, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
And I think about 3 weeks.
And he's still recovering
Got
from that?
out, and then us two were the last to get it because the first to get it were my other kids, and then him and I got it. I think a few days after he got out of the hospital, we caught it.
Okay. And can I just look at him one more time? I just like,
It's scaring him, so can you just...
yep, I won't shine my flashlight. I won't, yep, I won't.
I mean, after that CPS and all the doctors hounding him, he was scared. You know? He's been trying to sneak up without his walker, so I guess he goes, see? That's how he gets the bumps and bruises. He's a very active boy.
Okay.
It's hard to keep it.
That's good for you. Yep, I hear you. I don't have multiple boys, so I don't know how they interact. So.
Going, he was like this one.
What's this guy's name again?
Brantley.
Brantley, okay. Okay, so, listen, I'm doing up a report, that's all I can say. So, it's nothing, I don't see anything here that I'm taking a child from you. So, obviously, you knew that, I'm just reassuring you of
Come
that,
on,
okay?
settle
So,
down.
I appreciate you coming back for us, because I was just on the phone with one of our investigators about obtaining a warrant, so. I appreciate it, and I hope this all works out for everyone the way it should, okay? Thank you so much, take care. Coming out.
Coming out?
Yep.
All good then, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the kid, yeah, well, and I checked on him, and he does have a new, cut above his eye that he said from falling down the stairs, which was what she said from, he has a broken leg that's been investigated, cast. And then what she said, that was from him. She believes he just bumped his head at school on the desk reaching for something. But, different stories. So it's possible something happened here. It's just not enough to whip him out of here tonight. And she's not exactly cooperative because of previous complaints, and maybe it was something, so.
Yeah, I think last time.
Sergeant Kernan, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about relative to the last portion of the body camera that we watched, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The first topic I want to talk to you about is cameras and cameras at the house. Who referenced having cameras at the house?
Ms. Dikeman did.
And specifically, did she make a reference to believing that law enforcement somehow was interfering with her ability to access her cameras?
I believe she had asked if we had shut her camera off.
Okay. You didn't do that, did you?
No,
To your knowledge, nobody did that with the department. Is that fair?
that's fair.
Okay. During your conversation after Derek comes out, you have another conversation with Ms. Dikeman. Is that correct?
Yes.
You asked her if Derek had made any threats during that evening, correct?
Yes.
What was her response regarding threats made by Derek that night?
She said that he had not threatened her.
You asked her about whether or not Derek had been drinking that night too, correct?
Yes.
And to her knowledge, she told you what?
Not that she knew of.
Ms. Dikeman also said that she was scared of Derek. Is that fair?
Yes.
Did she connect being scared to Derek with Derek engaging in any activity?
Drinking, I believe, was the activity.
I want to talk to you now about when you went back into the residence and saw Alexavier a second time, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you went back into the residence, was Alexavier on the same couch that he was on when you first saw Alexavier?
Yes, I believe it was all one couch.
Was his body positioned differently than the first time you interacted with him?
Yes, it was.
Explain to the jury how Alexavier's body position changed from the first time you saw Derek to the second time you saw Derek, the first time you saw Alexavier to the second time you saw Alexavier when you went in the residence.
Again, the first time he was a little more propped up, leaning against the back portion of the couch, his left side against the back portion. And the second time just now, I don't think you could see any of it on my camera, but He was laying, from what I recall, down more on the actual couch cushions on his right side in a more classic, laying down sleeping position.
Did it appear to you to be awake at this point when you went in and saw him the second time?
No, not at all.
Did anything appear to be amiss with Alexavier at the second time that you saw him?
This time, the only thing I saw is, I don't recall if it was this way initially or if Ms. Dikeman had actually moved the blanket while we were together, but I could see, I think, pretty much the entirety of his outer left thigh, and I saw one bruise like the size of a coin.
One bruise on his left thigh about the size of a coin?
Yes,
Okay. And you could not see his left thigh the first time that you were in the residence, is that fair?
yes, I couldn't.
The second time the blanket was moved and you saw one bruise on his left thigh, do you recall where on his left thigh you saw that bruise?
I would
Closer
say
to the knee or closer to the hip?
in between, but on the back side of the
The back
thigh,
side of the leg?
like in between the fronts on the side, or maybe slightly towards the back of it, from what I remember.
The second time that you saw Alexavier, did he appear to be in distress in any way, shape, or form?
No,
Did it appear red in his face or on his leg that you could see?
no. I don't remember seeing much of his face the second time or focusing on it.
Did you see any signs of recent trauma on the parts of Alexavier's body that you could see?
None that we already mentioned, no others, no.
Just the ones that we've talked about?
Correct.
Just 1 second, Your Honor. Yeah, I'd move State's Exhibit number 1 into evidence, which is the portions of the body cam that were played in open court today. For the record, State's Exhibit number 2 is a copy of the transcript of the portions of the body cam that were played today. Defense counsel has a copy of State's Exhibit 2.
Okay.
Thank you, Sergeant.
No objection, Judge.
Okay, they'll all be received then. And ready for a cross?
Yes, thank you. Afternoon, Sergeant Kernan.
Good afternoon.
All right, I want to get the timing of this incident down just a little bit more precisely if we can, okay?
Sure.
So my understanding is that this initially came in as a call for a welfare check, is that correct?
Yes.
And my understanding is that would have been called in by Raven Holzer, is that accurate?
Yes.
And my understanding is that one of the concerns of the welfare check was that Mr. Pedrin was in a place where he wasn't supposed to be.
Correct.
Now, typically a welfare check is not an emergent call, is that accurate?
Most aren't. There are some where, something can be imminent or quickly happening, but I would say, yeah, the majority of welfare checks is not something that we need to immediately get there.
And in this case, it wasn't a call where you activated your lights and sirens to immediately get there?
No, I did not.
And I know that you had Deputy Pfaff working with you that night as well, is that correct?
Yes.
And then looks like that Deputy Joshua Johnson also responded at one point?
Yeah, I don't think he got there in just till the last several minutes. I'm not sure he ever got in the house. He may have, but it was towards the end.
It's pretty common in cases where you are worried that somebody might run to post a deputy at the back entrance to make sure somebody doesn't slip out.
Yeah, that's common.
Okay. And if I showed you a copy of your CAD report, would you recognize that?
Probably, yes.
Give it, Mark, please.
Exhibit 227.
So Sergeant, CAD stands for Computer Aided Dispatch,
Yes, I believe so.
and it's a commonly held record in the Sheriff's Department.
Yes.
You've seen these many times?
Not necessarily printed out in this format, but yes.
Okay. And the purpose of a CAD report is to note when you are dispatched and arrive and other events in the sequence of a call.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I'm going to have you turn to page 5 of the CAD report here, and I am going to look and see if you can find your name there. Do you see that, Sergeant?
Right here.
And does it say when you were assigned to this call?
Yes, it does.
What time was that?
6:27 p.m.
All right, so that'd just be the time that you get this over your spot computer?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, I assume you're taking computer calls, it's not a radio call, or can you tell from this?
It can be both. I don't know which was
Sure.
this was.
And it notes that you're en route. Can you read that time for us?
6:28 p.m.
All right, and does it note the time that you arrived at the residence?
6:59 p.m.
Okay, so almost 7 o'clock by the time that you got at the residence?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
Offer Exhibit 227.
No objection.
Received.
Now, Sergeant, part of what you were doing when you got there is you wanted to kind of assess the scene and make sure that you weren't walking yourself or anybody else into any danger. Is that fair?
Yes.
And that's common practice as well in law enforcement.
Yes.
So you waited outside for about 7 minutes, as I was able to count before going up to the door. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
And when you knocked on or when you went up to the house, you were able to see who you later identified as Derek Pedrin wandering around on the ground floor?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain at this point that was him I saw the whole time.
Yeah, and Mr. Pedrin, for the record, was wearing that same ship-shape car wash sweatshirt when he was arrested that you observed in this body camera video?
I can't say for sure, but I think it was.
Okay.
I-
So after you saw him turn and wander someplace else in the house, you figured that he had probably spotted you and your partners?
That was my assumption, yes.
And you didn't see where in the house specifically Mr. Pedrin went, correct?
No, I didn't.
You're unaware of whether or not he was inside of that bedroom with Alexavier in that time frame?
I could not tell.
And would you agree with me, Sergeant, that the house was quite cluttered?
Yes.
And certainly you're not going to do a full search warrant of a home for a call like this, correct?
Probably not, no.
So unless you see an illegal substance sitting out in plain view, you're not going to specifically go looking for it at that point?
No.
Okay. You have no idea where Mr. Pedrin was throughout the entirety of the time that it took to have him come out, is that correct?
Pardon?
You have no idea where Mr. Pedrin was in the home during that time frame before he came out?
Correct, I didn't know where he was.
Now, and you have no idea what, if anything, Mr. Pedrin was saying to Ms. Dikeman in that period of time after you knocked?
I have no idea.
It took Ms. Dikeman some time to get to the door, is that fair?
Yes.
And by my examination of the body camera, it looks like you weren't let into the home until about 7:15 p.m. Does that sound accurate to you?
I would believe that, yes.
Okay, so you're on scene for about 15 minutes before you eventually got into the house. Is that correct?
I believe so, that sounds right.
And in that time frame, you have no idea what, if anything, or what interactions, if any, Mr. Pedrin is having with Alexavier?
No.
So Josie eventually does let you in, is that correct?
Yes.
And you go through that doorway that had, I think you called it a sheet, fair to call it a curtain?
Yeah.
And is it fair to say, Sergeant, that you can't see into that room unless you open up the curtain and move it aside?
Yeah, if that curtain is closed, you're not going to see in.
Okay. So she let you in to come talk to Alex, is that correct?
Yes.
And you shined your police flashlight on Alex's face, is that correct?
Yes.
Fair to say that you didn't get a great look at all of Alex's body in that time frame?
That's fair to say, yes.
Yeah. He was wearing at least long-leg pajama pants?
I remember him being covered with a blanket. I don't recall pajama pants at that point.
Sure. And he was covered with a blanket through, at least throughout that first encounter, is that correct?
Yes.
Josie actually moved the blanket to show you Alex's cast?
Yes.
And while this encounter is going on, you have your police-grade flashlight on Alex's face, is that correct?
Yeah, on and off, maybe the whole time, but yes.
It's pretty bright flashlight, is that
Yes,
correct?
it is.
And that's the point where Alex kind of stirs and says, "Mom, I'm scared."
Yeah, somewhere in there, I believe the flashlight likely had something to do with that.
He was referring to Josie when he said, "Mom."
I would think so, yes.
And Josie at that point holds his hand, is that correct?
I remember there was mention of hand-holding. I don't remember her doing it, but yeah, probably.
Sure. He doesn't ask about his father at all. Is that fair?
Not that I heard, no.
All right. So there was another child in that video as well. That was Josie's son, Brantley.
Yeah, I believe that's who that was.
And Brantley looked like he was full of energy that evening. Would that be a fair assessment?
I would agree.
He actually comes up and knocks on Alex's cast like it was a door or something.
Yes.
And he's kind of running around and hyperactive at that point.
Yeah.
In fact, Josie tells him to settle down at one point.
Yeah, at least once, yeah.
Yeah. Not out of the ordinary for a welfare check like this to have kids who are kind of wound up and excited.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Okay. So, Deputy, would you agree that you're unable to determine from your time with Alex whether or not he was suffering from a concussion at that point?
No, I never came to that conclusion, yes or no.
Okay. And you're unable to determine whether or not anybody gave him a controlled substance by your observations?
No, I could not tell that.
Okay. And you're unable to determine what access Mr. Pedrin had to Alexavier in those 15 minutes or so between when you were allowed into the home and when you arrived on scene?
Yeah, I would not know.
Now, you noticed that Alex was wearing pull-up diapers. Is that correct?
Yes.
I didn't see in your body camera anywhere that you went into the bathroom that evening. Is that correct?
No, I don't believe I did.
And I assume that if you'd gone into the bathroom and noted a pair of soiled underwear, that's something that you would have noted in your report?
Possibly, yes.
Okay. And you didn't notice that. Since you didn't go in the bathroom, you weren't able to note that.
Yeah, I don't recall going in the bathroom.
Now, you've been in law enforcement now for what, 17 years?
About, yes.
And I assume in that case you have had many calls involving parties with a history of domestic violence.
Yes, quite a few.
And you knew that Mr. Pedrin had that history of domestic abuse.
I believe I did know at that point based on his bond conditions. I don't recall if I ever responded to one of those calls myself, but yeah, I was aware of a history.
Do you recall responding to the call on November 12th of 2022 where Mr. Pedrin was arrested for strangulation and battery?
I remember that call, yes.
And
Parts of it.
Yeah, Deputy Pfaff was also present at that call as well. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
Okay, so you knew that there was this history between the two of them. Is that fair?
I knew there was a history between them, yes.
And Deputy, would you agree with me if I said that it's important to not assume that everything is fine between parties who have a history of domestic abuse simply because they tell you that that's the case?
Yeah, you shouldn't always assume everything's perfect.
Yeah, and I assume that there have been cases where you've encountered victims who have protected their abusers.
Yes.
That's something that happens, correct?
It does happen, yes.
And it's something that you're actually trained on to try and assess if you think that somebody's protecting an abuser. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm trained in, investigating domestic violence, yes.
Yeah. And you have resources that you can refer people to as well if somebody's reluctant to talk to law enforcement. Is that correct?
There are some local resources.
New Horizons being one of them.
That's one I'm familiar with, yes.
Sure. So, Deputy, would you agree that just because Ms. Dikeman was acting calm at that moment, it doesn't necessarily mean that things were calm and okay earlier in the day?
It does not necessarily mean that.
Okay. And it's common for victims of domestic violence to make excuses for their perpetrators.
That does often happen.
And it's common for people in Ms. Dikeman's position to be scared of their abusers as well.
Yes, that happens as well. It's common.
That would include children who are being abused as well. Is that correct?
I'm not sure what are you asking?
You've seen cases in which children are scared of people abusing them.
I believe I have, yes.
And as sad as it is, Deputy, would you agree that children will sometimes protect an abusive parent?
Yes.
So, you and Deputy Pfaff had an opportunity to talk to Ms. Dikeman alone when she took the trash out before Mr. Pedrin came out. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe that's what was happening.
And that would be a good time to talk to somebody and make sure that things really are okay. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, you could use that opportunity for that, yes.
Good time to talk to her outside of the apparent earshot of any abusers in the home to see whether or not she was scared of him.
Sure.
Do you agree that in this case that you and Deputy Pfaff did not take that opportunity to talk to Ms. Dikeman?
Not at that point, no. I thought I had asked her a little
Sure.
previously.
Yeah, and my understanding is that Deputy Pfaff called Ms. Dikeman and asked her to convince Derek to come out of the house. Is that correct?
That's how I understand it, yes.
With the inference that the SWAT team might come through the door if he doesn't surrender himself?
I don't know what their conversation or what terms were used. I don't think I ever mentioned like a SWAT team or.
Sure. So, Deputy, you agree that when you were looking at Alexavier, it was a relatively brief time frame?
I would say so, yes.
And obviously, you didn't ask Alex to lift up his shirt and show you his torso, correct?
No, I didn't.
Or to roll up his pant legs and show you the rest of his legs, is that correct?
That's correct.
Or to show you his arms, or roll up his shirt?
I did not ask, no.
And I'm not saying that you should. That's not something that you do on every call, is that correct?
That's correct.
So, Deputy, at the time that Mr. Pedrin was apprehended, my understanding is that he admitted that he had consumed alcohol earlier in the day.
Yeah, at some point, I believe he said something about having like one shot.
Okay. And obviously, in law enforcement, you don't have something like a preliminary breath test for substances like Xanax. Is that correct?
No.
So in other words, you don't have a swab or a test that you can determine if somebody's recently ingested a prescription drug?
Not that I'm aware of.
When Derek was arrested, you let him smoke a cigarette. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's something you'll do for people who are cooperative with you, correct?
Typically, yeah.
You asked Josie to get him a glass of water. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then you had this brief conversation with Josie inside of, I guess, the living room area. Is that correct?
Yep. Right inside the doorway, or?
Yep.
Okay, yep.
So I just want to paint this scene so we understand where everyone was. The doorway to the exterior of the home is adjacent or connected to that living room area where you're talking about, correct?
Yep.
So like if I'm standing here on the porch, the living room area would be over here on this side of the room.
Sure, yep.
And Mr. Penner was out there on the porch smoking a cigarette and talking to Deputy Pfaff?
I believe that's what they were doing then, yes.
And then you would have been just inside of the living room talking to Ms. Dikeman. Is that correct?
Yes.
And like this is another law enforcement concern. You want to be close to your partner at that point so that if anything happens, you're going to be able to respond immediately, correct?
Yes.
So that Josie and Derek would have been relatively close to one another at the time you were having this conversation. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe the door was closed, but yes, physically they're fairly close, several feet apart.
Okay. And your voice is lowered when you're talking to Josie. Is that correct?
I think we were talking fairly quietly, yes.
And you're doing that because you don't necessarily want Derek to hear what you're talking about. Is that correct?
That was likely on my mind. Yeah, that's probably why we were doing that.
Josie is whispering to you as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
And one of the things that she tells you is that she's sorry about lying about Mr. Pedrin not being in the home.
I think that's something she brought up, yes.
And then she tells you, almost whisper quiet, that she's just scared of him. Is that correct?
Yeah, she used the word scared.
Told you that he was being demanding.
I remember her saying that he was demanding, yes. And
mentioned to you that her plan was still to leave him.
I do not recall her saying that. She may have, but.
And Deputy, do you agree that you didn't follow up with Ms. Dikeman and specifically ask her what was scaring her about Mr. Pedrin at that point?
I didn't ask her what, no.
You didn't ask her whether or not Mr. Pedrin had done anything that evening to make her scared of him?
I asked if he had threatened her in any way, and I thought she had said no.
Okay, but didn't ask about anything else that would have happened that day?
I didn't expand after getting that answer, no.
Sure. In response to any of this, did you offer Ms. Dikeman any assistance or resources in trying to leave that relationship?
No, I did not.
Did you ask Ms. Dikeman why she would want to leave Mr. Pedrin.
What was that?
Do you agree that you didn't ask Ms. Dikeman why she would be interested in leaving Mr. Pedrin?
I didn't ask.
Marking exhibits 228 and 229.
Thank you. Sergeant, I'm approaching what's been marked as exhibit 228, and I just want to ask you, does this appear to be a still frame from your body camera?
Yes, likely.
And for the record, your body worn camera, I assume is between your pectorals. Is that typically where you keep it, or where do you?
Mine's just a little lower, just for what I have up here,
Okay.
but yeah, here-ish. So
So like midway between maybe your pecs and your belly button?
yeah, bottom of the sternum.
Sure. And does this represent kind of the view that you would have had of Alexavier at that point in time?
Yes.
All right. And I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 229. Does this appear to be a closer up version of that?
Yes, it does.
And does this also appear to be the view that you had of Alexavier?
Yes.
Thank you. Offer 228 and 229, Your Honor.
No objection.
Absolutely.
Sergeant, it looks like you're kind of peering over Ms. Dikeman's shoulder. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the way my body's facing, yeah.
Sure. And I'm just gonna publish 229 here. This is the closer up version. If we could get the lights, please. I think that would help. All right, Sergeant, is this? Well, we'll see if this wants to focus or not. There we go. Well, spoke too soon. I'll try it the other way, Your Honor. Permission to publish this individually to the jurors.
Well, actually, just try to
Yeah.
point the camera straight down, and that might actually help. The very top thing, have it straight down. No, just grab the whole thing. Don't twist that. Yeah. All right, that might help get it. There you go.
There we go.
Almost. There for a moment.
This is what it looks like when you have above a .08 PVT, right? Okay. So, Sergeant, would you agree with me that there's some kind of obstructions between the direct view of Alexavier from that point of view?
Yes.
Okay. And you were only able to see him kind of briefly, is that correct?
Yes.
Try it one more time with the lights on, actually.
Sure.
I'll switch it over again. Sometimes the light helps. Man, it's still not working. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, there we go. All right. Sergeant, is that a good, clear view of kind of what you were able to see?
Yes.
All right. And you think that's representative of how you were able to view Alexavier that evening?
Yeah, that's part of it. Yep.
Looks like there's a wastebasket next to him as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this would have been inside of the room that Ms. Dikeman was using as her bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't see any other children that evening, is that correct?
I believe I saw it. Was it Brantley or?
Yeah, beyond Brantley and Alexavier, you didn't interact with any of the other children in the home?
I don't remember, no. I don't think I did.
Sure. And do you recall Deputy Pfaff radioing you and telling you that he saw some little kids moving around upstairs?
I remember him at least once, if not a couple times, when I was in the house or just outside, him saying something about movement. I don't remember catching what he was talking about.
Sure.
Was moving.
And to your knowledge, nobody else interviewed the remaining children in the home that night, is that correct?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for Sergeant Kernan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
A little bit. 17 years on the force, you're a trained observer of an individual who's under the influence. Is that fair?
Yes,
You conducted OWI arrests.
yes,
You've conducted arrests for people that are under the influence of drugs other than alcohol. Is that fair?
yes,
You had the opportunity to engage with Mr. Pedrin on the evening of February 10th, 2023. Is that fair?
Alexavier or Derek?
Derek Pedrin.
Yes,
Did you observe anything that gave you a concern relative to Derek Pedrin being under the influence in any way, shape, or form?
no, I didn't believe he was. Or at least not that I noticed. It wasn't obvious, that's for sure.
Now, it was Deputy Pfaff that contacts Ms. Dikeman. Is that fair?
To get Derek to step out, yes.
And that was done on a cell phone, to your knowledge. Is that correct?
I believe it was, yes.
And if that occurred, then Ms. Dikeman would have the cell phone number for Deputy Pfaff. Is that also fair?
Not if the phone came in restricted, but yeah,
Do you know if it came in restricted or not? You don't know that.
I don't know if he had called her, or if she had reached back out to a number that had called her earlier.
If he had used his work number and she had that work number, she would have the ability to call after Mr. Pedrin was taken into custody. Isn't that correct?
Yes,
There was no phone call that came in from the defendant after Derek Pedrin was arrested on the evening of February 10th, 2023. Is that correct?
no, I don't believe so.
Didn't reach out to your department, didn't reach out to you, didn't reach out to Deputy Pfaff?
No, I don't think she ever did. No,
When you went inside the residence to have the conversation with Ms. Dikeman, Mr. Pedrin was outside of the residence, correct?
yes,
The door was closed?
I believe so, yes.
You could have a quiet conversation with the defendant wherein Mr. Pedrin wouldn't be able to hear what was being discussed. Is that fair?
Objection, speculation.
Just describe it.
You were inside, correct?
Yes,
You were talking quietly?
yes,
The defendant was talking quietly.
yes,
You were outside previously before coming inside and closing the door, right?
correct.
You're aware of what it sounds like when you're outside and what it's like when you're inside that residence based on both those experiences.
Yes,
In your opinion, were you talking quietly to avoid anyone outside hearing the discussion that you were having with the defendant?
in my opinion, I don't think anyone could have heard us from outside based at the level we were talking.
Same thing with how the defendant was communicating back to you. Is that fair?
Yes,
Were there any expressions of concern relative to Derek Pedrin from anything regarding the evening of February 10th, 2023, other than the defendant expressing just being scared of him in general?
no, I don't recall any others.
And specifically scared of him in general when he drinks. Is that correct?
Correct.
The defendant did not tell you that he was drinking that evening.
I don't know if I heard it from him directly or Deputy Pfaff, but I believe he admitted to having like one shot, like an airplane shot, I think he had referred to it. That was later before we did a PBT.
And you did a PBT of him.
Yes, or Deputy Pfaff did, I believe it was him who did it.
I want to talk about what the defendant did not communicate to you. The defendant did not communicate to you that he was being violent that evening, correct?
Correct,
She did not communicate to you that he was threatening that evening, correct? In fact,
Correct.
She denied it.
correct,
She did not communicate to you that he did anything to the children. Is that correct?
correct.
She expressed a concern about him being, what was the word?
Demanding,
Demanding. And the concern relative to Derek Pedrin being demanding is being demanding coming back into the home, meaning he wanted to be home, right?
yes, I believe that's what she was referencing.
Nothing more than wanting to be in the home. Not demanding anything else outside of that. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Did the defendant appear to be in any distress?
No,
Did she appear to be crying?
no,
Did she appear to be injured in any way, shape, or form?
not that I saw.
You're aware that this defendant has the ability to call 911 because she's done it many times in the past, right?
Yes,
She didn't call 911 this evening, did she?
no,
She She didn't call for the cops to come back out to the house after Derek Pedrin was removed from the house, did she?
No, I don't believe so.
You're also aware that the defendant has an ability to videotape anytime she has a concern, isn't that right?
With a smartphone, I'm sure, or the camera she had mentioned, yeah.
Are you aware of any videos being shot the evening of February 10th, 2023?
I'm not aware of.
Judge burden shifting.
Asking if he's aware of any videos were made.
Inferences clearly.
Okay, if you can ask if any videos were made, he's saying no.
Are you aware of whether or not any videos were made from February 10th, 2023 by the defendant?
I'm not aware of any.
You talked in your original direct examination with me about, at some point, Derek seeing the squads in the car making a movement. Sometimes law enforcement would describe it as like a furtive movement, but something that signals that they know law enforcement's around, right?
Yeah, similar to that feeling.
Can you describe to the jury which direction you observed Derek Pedrin go in the residence after he made that movement?
I believe when he was looking out towards me or the lights, I believe he went back towards the kitchen area, but I'm not 100% certain which way he quickly got out of there.
That would be away from the direction of the defendant's bedroom, is that correct?
Initially, yes.
And when you went in the residence, there was no sign of Derek Pedrin being anywhere near the bedroom. Is that fair?
That's fair.
That photograph that you were shown during cross-examination, there was a bucket right next to Alexavier, correct?
Is that the trash bin that was referred to?
Yes.
Yes.
Empty garbage bag inside of it?
I don't know what all was in it, but there looked to be plenty of room. I don't remember peering to the bottom of it to see what was in it.
You're familiar with the smell of fresh vomit?
Yeah, in general, yes.
Okay. You would probably be able to detect, based on your personal experience, whether or not there was fresh vomit inside a bucket right beneath Alexavier, if that in fact existed. Is that fair?
Yes, I would probably pick up on that.
There is no vomit inside that bucket when you were in there. Is that fair?
I don't believe there was.
You never noticed that?
No, I didn't.
That'd be something that you would ask about if you did notice it. Is that also fair?
I'd like to think so, yes.
I want to go to that photograph that the defense showed you. You said that when you wear your body cam, it's lower on your chest. Is that correct?
Yes.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
Where do you think that body cam is in relation to the height of your eyes?
18 or so inches lower than that.
Okay. Do you have a better perspective of seeing Alexavier's face from your eye level sight with your flashlight versus the body cam down here?
I think in most circumstances, my eyes.
Okay. And on that particular day, what would you say? Did you have a better ability to observe Alexavier's face from the standing height with your eyes or with your body cam down here?
Probably my eyes.
I want you to be very clear with how much of Alexavier's face you could see for this jury. So tell this jury how much of his face you could see during that initial encounter.
What I know for sure that I could see of Alex's face was if you were to draw a straight line going down his face and pretty much the entire right side of his face, I believe I could see that fairly well.
On the initial counter, you could see almost the half of his right side of his face if you draw a line right down through the nose.
Yes.
Okay. The second time you went in, you saw Alexavier and his body was positioned differently. We already covered that, correct?
Yes.
And at that point in time, you could see more of his body.
Yes.
You could see the back part of his thigh.
Yes.
You could also see that he was wearing a diaper, correct?
Or a pull-up, yeah, something like that.
Now, if you could see that he was wearing a pull-up or a diaper, it's fair to say that he didn't have any pants on. Isn't that right?
I don't believe he did.
It's what he saw with his eyes.
Yeah, overruled. Go ahead.
I don't believe it.
You
He didn't.
believe all he had on was a diaper or a pull-up. Is that fair?
Yes, that's what I recall, yes.
Okay. And you saw because you could see his whole back thigh, you could see that bruise.
Yes.
Could you visualize his right leg in that entire cast as well?
I don't remember that sticking out to me at that time.
Let's talk about the first time you saw Alexavier because there was the knock on the cast by Brantley.
Yes,
Do you remember that?
yes.
Does that help you recall whether or not you could see the entirety of Alexavier's cast?
No, I don't remember, really paying attention to the cast because I'd already seen that, and what I could see this time, his thigh and that bruise is what drew my attention.
No redness anywhere else?
Not that I saw, no.
No signs of injury anywhere else?
Not that I saw.
When the defendant answers the door, she tells you that Alexavier is asleep. Is that right?
Yes,
When you went in the room and you saw Alexavier with your own eyes, did it appear as though Alexavier was asleep?
yes.
The second time you saw Alexavier, could you see more of his face?
I believe I could see a portion of the left side of his face this time because he was laying on his right, but I didn't use my flashlight per her request, so I didn't illuminate like his face that time. And I remember, based on the light I could see from the TV, I really couldn't distinguish much of his facial features there at that point.
Any injuries either?
No, not on the left side of his face, but I couldn't see that very well.
But you could now visualize some of the left side of his face a little bit.
Yeah, I believe I could see his features at least fairly well.
Features being nose, eye, mouth.
Exactly.
And you couldn't see anything wrong, anything amiss based on the observations that you could see that second time of Alexavier. Is that also true?
Correct, yep.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Any recross?
Just briefly, Your Honor. So, Sergeant, in your experiences, you would agree that bruising, redness, other visible marks of injuries can take time to develop?
Sure, yeah.
This is beyond the scope.
No, overruled.
Yes, they can take time to develop.
And that's why you as law enforcement are sometimes trained to go out and photograph victims of batteries or sexual assault or other attacks the day afterwards when the bruises or marks are more visible.
Yes, we will do that.
Now, in terms of your training, obviously it's not illegal to be under the influence of a controlled substance in most cases, correct?
Correct.
You're concerned about that most of all when somebody is driving, is that fair?
Yes, that's fair.
That's where you're going to pay close attention to the signs of whether or not somebody might be impaired, is that correct?
That's when we typically would dig into it more, yes.
Yeah, and you have a whole set of alternative field sobriety tests that you can administer to people to detect whether or not they're drugged driving, is that correct?
There are alternative tests that could help say one way or another.
Yeah, and your department actually has access to drug recognition experts who can conduct a thorough exam to determine whether or not somebody might be impaired by a controlled substance.
I'm not sure there's a drug recognition expert currently on our roster.
Okay, you know what that is though, right?
Yep.
That there's a whole process for making that determination.
Yeah, it's a fairly involved process.
And since Mr. Pedrin wasn't driving, it wouldn't be something that you would necessarily look for, signs of impairment or recent substance use.
No, we wouldn't dig into it that much.
All right. So, Sergeant Kernan, just so we cover this, the reason that you and Josie were speaking softly is because Derek was right over on the porch and you didn't want it to be heard?
I think so. I may have just been copying her. She was speaking softly, and I may have just kind of copied her, and it may not have come to my mind right away. That's why we're speaking softly, but I matched her, or maybe I was thinking it too at the time, but yeah, we were speaking softly.
Sure. And obviously, Mr. Pedrin wasn't in Josie's bedroom at the time that you checked on Alexavier, fair?
No, I didn't see him anywhere in there.
But you didn't know where he was in those 15 minutes or so that it took between the initiation of the call and when you were finally allowed to enter?
I did not know where he was.
Fair to assume that, I know you've had professional contact with Ms. Dikeman, is that correct?
Yes.
You're not personally familiar with her her cognition and how she responds to questions, is that correct?
But in general, no.
And Sergeant, am I correct in assuming that you nor any other officer that you're aware of asked Josie what she meant when she said that Derek was being demanding?
I thought she had clarified that he was demanding and wanting to come home.
And nobody asked her what specifically she meant when she said that she was just scared of him.
No, we didn't. I don't think that really was expanded on.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you, Sergeant.
Hey, redirect, go ahead.
You take off your alcohol detecting hat or your drug detecting hat merely because an investigation doesn't involve someone behind the wheel?
No.
You're always looking for those things as a trained observer, isn't that right?
Yeah, we always want to take that into account.
Thanks.
Any requests?
Nothing else. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, officer. You may step down.
Your Honor, I move to release Sergeant Kernan from my subpoena.
Are you relieving from a subpoena?
I do not